Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is back above 43k. So Bitcoin is continuing to move in the direction of this wave E that we had on the chart here. That is one of the possibilities how a breakout out of this triangle could occur. We've got this E wave here that could go all the way up to 45.5k. That still is here my primary expectation, that we move a little bit higher and then come down, either this way or the other way, which I showed you already with this wave count, which would be from here, come down in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, So we talked about that, where the next major wave down, or the next wave down, would take us into the region of around 26, 27k. In this current scenario here, where the wave E moves up, then you would normally exit the triangle at the opposite end of the triangle. This is of course still my primary expectation, and again the alternative is a breakout above 45.5k, and that would be a possibility to enter a long trade. I will do that because then there would be a move up in this region between 55 and 65k, most likely around 59 to 65k. And that is what I'd be looking for then, and then take some profits up there after I open a long position after a successful breakout. What I'm looking at for is not only a breakout above this level, I'm also looking at some of the indicators. I really wanted to show you that. As you know, I've always been using, or regularly been using, the 4-day chart. I find that a very important price chart. It's for me the perfect balance between the weekly, which is very long or longer term, and the daily. So the 4-day chart works well. What I'd like to see is the RSI getting back into the bullish range, which it is currently trying to do. It's currently at a very important resistance level here on the RSI, which is the 50 level. So we'll need to see if that is going to move higher. Again, that would be another confirmation that I would open a long trade if we break out above 45.5k. We already have the positive MACD crossover. Again, the last time that happened, that was back here in September, after which we moved to new all-time highs. And even before that, that was just before that breakout. And all of that together gave Bitcoin a new all-time high, even though it was part of that overall correction. But it took Bitcoin from the low in June 130% to the upside. Okay, so that is already a given. Stochastic, not necessarily, but what is very important for me also is this momentum indicator here, the ADX and DI. More importantly, the DI, the directional index lines, and when you get the green line cross above the red line, that is a momentum indicator, that is a long signal, that's a buy signal if they cross. And they haven't crossed, well, last time they crossed bearish was end of November, that is pretty much when we've been talking about, or even, this is when we talked about this scenario here where we currently are in, that we're going to drop further, and that happened. And the last time we crossed bullish on this one here, that was also before we moved to new all-time high. So I'd like to have these criteria fulfilled before opening a long position, just to minimize the risk and also to have more objectivity in there, because these indicators are sort of objective. Many of those patterns, for example, price levels, they can be very subjective. But this here is fairly objective. So that's what I'm looking out for. Still need a bit more patience here to really work out what the price, how the price is going to decide. But obviously the higher we go, the more closer we get to that tipping point, to that decision moment. And now that we are above 43k, we talked about it, I think the next logical resistance would be that 44.5k level, where we peaked here on the 2nd of March, and then 45.5k is the next logical one. So that's already everything I can tell you here today about Bitcoin. I think hopefully the indicators were quite helpful. That is what I'm looking out for. And then if we have the breakout above 45.5k, I'm gonna go long, because the price can then, or is then, going to unlock higher prices. What is not enough is just a little wick above the 45.5k level. I'd like to see a 4-candle close at least above the level, and maybe I'll make it rather 46k, because sometimes there is a little bit of up and down volatility, and I'd like to have a clear cut, and there is still enough room to move into that target area up there between 55 and 65k before we then should come down and complete that correction for Bitcoin. That's my view here on Bitcoin at the moment. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.